What if I told you that everything we think we know about being mature is, well, kind of wrong? We're always taught it's a number, right? You hit 18, you hit 21, and boom, you're mature. But today, we're going to dive into a totally different way of looking at it. The idea that real maturity isn't some finish line you cross, it's actually a direction, a path you choose for your own inner compass. And this quote, man, it just gets right to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? It's like we can raise our kids, give them food and shelter, but that doesn't automatically mean we're guiding their inner world toward maturity. And let's be honest, that's not just about kids, it's about us too. That inner work, that is a whole different ballgame, and it's way, way tougher. All right, so to really get our heads around this new idea, we've got to do something first. We have to completely toss out the old definition, the one we've been hearing our entire lives. Yeah, we all know these numbers, right? 16, 18, 21. They're practical for sure. They tell society when you can legally drive a car or cast a vote. They're just markers. But think about it. Do they say anything at all about who you are on the inside? About your wisdom, your character? Heck no. You and I both know people who are 40, 50, 60 years old and are still, deeply immature. So this is where you can really see the two ideas side by side. On one hand, you've got the legal definition. It's totally passive. You just get older and you arrive. That's it. But then you have this other definition, the real one. And wow, it's so much more powerful. It's not passive at all. It's an active choice you make about the direction you're heading, a choice you have to make every single day. Okay, so this choice of direction thing sounds great, but what does it actually mean in the real world? Let's break it down. Turns out there are really only two fundamental paths we can take. Right, so this is the absolute key takeaway. Maturity isn't a trophy you win. It's not something you get. It's a direction you have to constantly maintain. Think about it. Every single moment, you're at a fork in the road. You can choose something that elevates you, that lifts your spirit, or you can choose something that kind of degrades you, that brings you down. And it's that choice, made over and over and over again, that's what a truly mature life is all about. And here they are, the two paths. You've got the unwholesome path, basically anything that tears down your inner life. And then there's the wholesome path, which is the exact opposite. It's when you consciously decide to build up the good, the wise, the positive stuff inside you. And just a reminder, your age has nothing to do with which path you're on. You could be 90 and still be stuck on that unwholesome path. Okay, so this is the big question, right? How do we make sure we're actually on that wholesome path and not just kidding ourselves? Well, thankfully, the source material gives us a super clear, really practical two-step method to follow. And it's really elegant in its simplicity. So, step one, gain wisdom. Simple enough. You've got to learn what helps you grow and what holds you back. But, and this is a huge but, just knowing stuff isn't going to cut it. That leads us to step two. And this is where the rubber meets the road. You have to apply that wisdom. You have to constantly look at your own thoughts, your own actions, and reflect. All right, that might still sound a little abstract. So let's bring it down to earth with a real-world example, something every single one of us deals with. That fiery, powerful emotion of anger. Now, the source material has a specific word for this, sun, and it's not just pure rage. It's more like a whole cocktail of negative feelings. Anger, sure, but also suffering, sadness, that deep frustration. So there you go, step one is done. We've gained the wisdom. We can now identify this state of mind as a defilement. Basically, it's something that poisons our inner world. And now comes step two, applying what we just learned. The source asks this really powerful, direct question. Once you know this anger is a defilement, once you understand it's actually hurting you and degrading your spirit, well, the choice becomes crystal clear, doesn't it? Should you keep feeding it? Are you going to choose to hold on to it? And, to help you answer that question for yourself, it's so important to understand the real cost. The price you pay for choosing to stay on that path of anger, even for just a second, it's absolutely staggering. Yeah. 250 trillion, it's a mind-boggling number, right? Now, the source material uses this to illustrate a point. It's a metaphor, obviously, but a powerful one. It represents the number of negative seeds or little imprints that get planted in your mind in just one single second of being in that angry state. Think about that. 1 second. Now, think about how many minutes or even hours we sometimes let ourselves stay there. The cost is just immense. So, if you're planting all these negative seeds, you gotta ask, who is this helping? Who benefits? Well, the answer is another powerful metaphor, the Demon King. And no, this isn't some guy with horns and a pitchfork. It's a symbol for the most negative, self-sabotaging parts of our own minds. When you indulge in anger, you're not nourishing yourself. You're literally feeding your own inner demons. And this leads to some pretty devastating results. Three big ones, really. First, you start living in a world colored by that negativity. It's all you see. Second, you cut yourself off from anything good or wise. It's like you're building a wall around yourself. And maybe the most important consequence, your personal growth just stops, dead in its tracks. This quote here really just nails it. When you choose to hold on to anger or resentment or sadness, you're not just standing still. That's the crazy part. You're actually walking backward. You're moving away from growth, away from wisdom, away from any kind of real maturity. And really, that brings us to the final, most important question that this whole idea leaves us with. It's got nothing to do with your age, your job, or how many candles were on your last birthday cake. It's all about the tiny choices you're making right here, right now. So the question for you is, in this very moment, which way is your path heading? Forward or backward?